Hello, my name is Lionel Lee. I am from Page, Arizona. Well, I work at Lake Powell, and I've been working there for 15 years. It's provided me with a job, and I love working there. It's been a great job, and I've learned so much. The lake brings in tourism, brings jobs, it brings money to our community. So having the lake where we live, it impacts the community greatly. While working on the water, we do things like pull houseboats in and out of the water as the season changes. We also have a boat rental department where people come from all over the country to rent houseboats where they spend weeks at a time out on the water. We also service those boats as the seasons change. Anytime there's problems with boats, breakdowns or whatever, we pull them out, service them. So I spend a lot of time at our launch ramp pulling boats. We also have a company that runs the Grand Canyon. So we launch rafts below the dam, and they spend anywhere from a week to 2 weeks out floating down the Grand Canyon. When their trip is over, we actually travel down to where the Grand Canyon ends, and we pull those rafts out of the water and we bring them back and then do the whole thing over again. So yeah, we spend a lot of time near the water, on the water. Well, over the past few years since I've been working on the lake, our water level has dropped drastically due to the drought. So with the waters dropping, we don't have access to things that we normally do at high levels. So we lose things like our launch ramps. And in the past, we've even lost marinas because they're no longer able to operate at the low level. So there is one marina that we actually had to pull out completely. There are several marinas up lake that are no longer accessed by water. So over the few years, we have been losing a lot of water. This past year, we actually did have an increase. We were actually able to start pulling houseboats, and our business started to increase and people started coming back to the lake. One thing about the lake level dropping is there was a big scare, and it was all over the news that Lake Powell there's no more water in the lake. So a lot of people stopped coming because that's all they were hearing on the news. So we kept on going and we kept doing what we had to do. We were fortunate to have people higher up who were on the ball about building new launch ramps and figuring out ways to keep public places accessible so that we were able to continue business. So yeah, the weather, it impacts my job and it impacts the water, the lake levels a lot. So I've seen a lot of changes over the years. So this last year was good, and we're hoping that the water will continue to rise. With the dropping lake levels, people not coming as much as they used to has impacted us a lot. It's a lot harder to get to the lake. There's this one place right by the dam. It used to be just a hike down, and now it is a trek, and it's actually quite dangerous to even get to the water. So yeah, it impacts us quite a bit. Working at the lake and being on the water all day long, me and my wife, we really don't spend too much time at the lake. We prefer to get away from the water when we can. But I mean, it's provided me with a job for the past 15 years, and I've learned so much working on the water and near the water. It definitely provided me with the ability to grow and to learn. While working out on the lake, I think the biggest issue that we have is water safety. A lot of people come out here on vacation and they go into vacation mode and they kind of just shut off and they don't think about safety, and they're here to have a good time. So they don't put safety first. And I've seen a lot of accidents. We've had a lot of houseboats sink. Another thing too is this past year we've had several fires, and people don't think that it's an issue because I'm right next to the water. So that's like really not an issue. You're not thinking about fires. So we've actually had several fires on our marinas and boats catching on fire. So I think that's a big thing is safety when you're out on the lake, and making sure that even staying hydrated, because we hit the high 90s to 100 out here, and a lot of people think because I'm on the lake, I don't need to drink as much water. So staying hydrated while you're out on the lake, and also having the proper safety gear like flotation devices and such is a big part. I mean, safety is we always put safety first. So if there's anything that I can recommend, is always just keep safety in mind.